where that is. So you see the very heavy rain from Johnstown with a little bit of hail down through Pataskala and then on toward Pickerington. All of that moving to the northeast at about 55 miles per hour. Again, this is highway speed, so it doesn't take long for it to track all the way across the county. It can go across in about 30 minutes or so, just like if you were driving on I-70 through parts of Licking County. It would move that fast. But Johnstown with some heavy rain right now, Pataskala where there's our local radar site. Let's take a look at the velocity readings on this and that's really hard to see in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let me see if I can get this over to the Columbus radar. Bear with me for a second. We're going to play some computer games here real quick.
Well, I was looking for a notch, somewhere on the radar. I'm not seeing anything, but as you mentioned,
Columbus radar. All right,
okay,
here we are.
Okay.
There we go. So what we're looking at now, oh, wait, is that it right there by Etna? There we go. All right, so there it is. That's it right there. All right, so what we're looking at, here we go. So just like we were talking about earlier this evening, green is toward the radar, red is away from the radar. So everything in Blacklick and Summit Station moving toward the radar, green. Everything to the east from Pataskala to Granville is away from the radar. It's actually tracking what direction things are moving. So here near Etna, this is moving toward the radar and away, toward and away, toward and away. So this gives you that sense of where there's at least a little bit of rotation happening in some of the clouds. So this is tracking to the northeast at about 55 miles per hour. And again, so this is toward and away, toward and away. Did you say that's from Kate? Our very own Kate Seifert is sending some video. So there it is, recorded just a few minutes ago. You can see the lightning in the distance and some of the rain coming down, and likely you're hearing some sirens in Licking County right now because of the storms coming through. I'm going to put this back on Wilmington and move back over to here. There we go. Look at the hail core on that. So right around the Pataskala radar, look at this. This is all a pretty good chunk of hail that is likely coming down. So from Pickerington on up into Outville, past Kirkersville, on up into Granville, some pretty good, at least heavy rain happening there. So this is where we are. This is going to be 256 at 70. So the heavy rain you can see coming down right there, that is going to give you first of all, it's 2:18 in the morning. So the good news is there aren't a whole lot of folks out there. So there's not a lot of traffic dealing with all of this weather at the moment. But the folks who are, look at the lightning. Do you see that on the traffic camera? So the lightning has been spectacular, and more of this is moving to the east at about 55 miles per hour. So in Licking County right now, northern Fairfield County and central Licking County, this is the time to take cover. Go to your safe space, whether it's your basement, if it's an interior room. You've already surveyed your house, your apartment, your living space to know where your safe space is. Go there so that you're prepared as these storms come through. The National Weather Service has tracked some rotation on this. It was a little difficult for us to see, but it was concerning enough that it was worth the tornado warning. Our very own Kate Seifert on the phone right now. Hello, Kate. Good morning. Tell us what you're seeing.
Hey, good morning, Marshall. So I'm actually driving into work right now, and I ended up pulling off to the side, and I'm going to go find somewhere safe I can be because obviously I'm seeing the tornado warning that we just got in Licking County. And the rain, and it was lightning and raining, and it was very, very calm. And then I can tell you within like 5 seconds, it went from 0 to 80. Wow. It was one of the scariest moments on the road. And obviously I pulled off as quickly as I could, but it was so windy and I was completely blinded, right? Because it was raining so hard. It was so windy. Obviously, this is why we're sharing those warnings of sheltering in place. So right now I'm in a safe spot. I'm off the side of the road. Rain is coming down pretty good, but you can tell like on the ground, when it's really windy and it's raining really hard and that rain is just moving really quickly across the road. So that's what I'm very dark. The power on the highway keeps going on and off, like the street lights along the highway. They keep going on and off, on and off. They're on right now, but throughout like the 5-minute period where it was really, really strong wind, they were going in on and off, on and off. So right now I am at the Johnstown-Pataskala exit. Right off 161, so Licking County.
Kate, while you're telling us that, we are actually looking at pictures. We were looking at pictures in Granville. So we just had the traffic cameras up looking at that, and you can see how heavy the rain is, and it's on the camera lenses. It's blowing around in the strong wind. Kate, as you're driving, well, as you're stopped now, but as you were driving, could you really feel that wind? Was it just pushing on the car?
Totally could feel it. I had a couple, all these cars have so many sensors now. All my sensors were going off. A couple of them were saying, your auto brakes aren't working because the rain is in front of in front of the camera, and I could definitely feel that wind. It's very, very strong. And you could, now that I'm stopped, you can see it too. I haven't seen any, down trees or what have you yet, but obviously the rain on the road is what I'm noticing the most right now, blowing. And then it's, blowing toward me, toward Newark, toward the Granville area behind me where I'm at right now.
And still coming down very hard where you are right now. We are watching the radar, and we can see so this red right through here, there's the Kirkersville exit there at 70. And so this is all moving up into Granville and then along 161 out toward Newark. It'll move through Hebron. So this is some very heavy rain with the lightning, the thunder, and the hail. Hail is going to be part of this as well. But the bigger issue from right here, from Pataskala down to Etna, and then all the way out toward Newark, that's where the tornado warning is in place right now. And so in all of these places in Licking County especially, it's time to get into your safe space. Kate, be very careful out there. We will see you on your way in, and be as safe as you can. Thank you so much for taking the time. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Hey, thank you. Thanks, Marshall. Bye.
Thank you. All right, so in the next few minutes, we still have this tornado warning for parts of Licking County. The camera you're looking at now is 70 near Etna. So that's going to be right down here. So south of Etna on 70. Here's Pataskala. This is Etna, where you've got the big warehouses there. And then that's I-70 that gets you back out here toward Kirkersville and into the Buckeye Lake area. So this is the camera. Look at it. It's amazing that, look at the road. It's like ponding. So you've got likely ponding on the roads. You've probably got some hydroplaning happening there. You're going to have to be really careful.
And this goes down to Lancaster. If you want to widen out this, go. I'm going to widen out some of this radar here just to show you here that this goes all the way down to you folks into Lancaster. Yeah. So even though the tornado warning is not into Fairfield County, I'm sure you're getting blasted by a ton of rain. There's a nice little hail core just to the west of the city. So this goes down into Vinton County as well.
Yeah, so this is the hail core is right there near Carroll. So Bloom Carroll High School, right around there. Right. And then down in, this is the bypass around Lancaster. And then it goes down toward Athens going that way. But look at this, just exceedingly heavy rain all the way down. So that's going to be just, what is that, east of 23?
Yeah.
So yeah there's 33 here. This is 22 coming this way. 23's over this way. So that's where you're looking at this just really heavy rain. Can you put a tracker on that, or put a sensor on that and see how many inches an hour is that? Just north of Lancaster.
Now you've asked me to find something.
Let's use a query right there and just pop that up there and see what we get.
There we go.
What do we get on that?
No, that's going
to give you the warning on that. You're likely getting 2 to 3 inches an hour out of some of these really heavy cores. Plus, you've got the potential for some very large hail out of some of these. These storms have been building for a lot of the day, and they are dragging air into them and then back out again. So it circulates up and down all the way through the storm, which is part of how we form hail. But those outflows, because what goes in usually comes right back out of the storm, some of that can create wind gusts of 40, 50, 60 miles per hour or more. That's where we get some of the damage from these storms, is a lot of times from the outflows because it's going faster than the storm itself. In the meantime,
there's a ton of stuff to keep up on. I mean, it's up into Knox County now. Look at this hail core over Mount Vernon.
Loudonville getting some very heavy rain. Down through Mount Vernon with some good hail. Utica and Johnstown with some very heavy rain. That's about to get into St. Louisville. Granville with heavy, heavy rain right now. And you're on the edge of that tornado warning in Granville right there. Newark is on the edge of it as well. But Granville, okay. This is 161 at 37, so you're in Granville right there. So you can see the heavy rain. Look at the lights. You see the street lights, and that can show you where some of that rain is really coming down at its heaviest. But a lot of that is going to continue right through here from Utica all the way down into the middle of Licking County, then down through the Buckeye Lake area into Fairfield County, and Lancaster getting just pummeled right now with the very heavy rain. So you see it right there this is 22 coming into town from the outer belt, or from the bypass getting into Lancaster. Look at this down in the Hocking Hills. Go a little bit south. Look at this. Right there. So right on the Hocking County line, that is really heavy rain down near Clear Creek and Clearport. So that is tracking to the northeast. That'll get into Bern Township here in a little bit. Near Amanda, look at the hail core on that. That's east of Clear Creek.
That hail core is moving quickly also to the east.
It's moving fast, and that is headed into, what is this, just south of Lancaster. It's right on the Hocking County line. So that is going to keep moving east as well. Tornado warnings are still in effect for parts of northern Fairfield County as well as the middle of Licking County. You see the box right here. See this red line? That is the outer edges of the tornado warning. So it stretches from Etna and Pataskala all the way out here toward Newark. So rotation has been noted in this storm. Phil, let me widen out a little bit here. Let's just make sure that we're not missing something, because things keep changing very, very quickly. So here's where we are with watches and warnings. So right now, that's the only tornado warning we have, but the tornado watch underlies that and is still in effect till 4 in the morning. But this tornado warning in effect at least for the next 20 minutes or so in parts of Licking County. They've let the northern part of Fairfield County go on that. So it's basically from I-70 north into the middle of Licking County right now. So if we put a track on that, let me turn the radar back on so you see where some of those storms are. There, look at all the lightning, just incredible with that. It's kind of getting in the way a little bit, so let's turn that off. And then we're going to go, this is making its way through Newark right now. So there we are. So this is going to be getting through Newark in the next few minutes. Thornville by about 2:30, Black Run and Frazeysburg at about 2:45, and then it's headed into Muskingum County. So Dresden and Zanesville getting some of this as it tracks to the northeast. So that is going to come right through, Gray Shot, over into Hopewell, and then on over towards more of Muskingum County, maybe even a little bit up into Coshocton County as that continues to track to the east. This has been an active day, to say the least. Started
at about mid-morning with the strong storms and hail, and we got a little lull in the middle of the day. It actually turned into a pretty nice, pleasant afternoon.
Saw some sunshine.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
As I saw sunshine, because normal people are like, yay, sunshine.
I was enjoying some of those 70-degree temperatures.
Did we hit 80 yet?
Did we hit 80 today?
79.
Close. Okay, I knew we were going to get close to 80 degrees.
Weather people looked at the sunshine today and went, no.
I was saying it at noon with Terry. I said, if we get some sunshine, that's fuel to the fire for later on. And sure enough, that's what we're seeing right now.
Here it is. Because it's not that it happens immediately.
Right.
Sometimes it takes most of the day for it to really sort of build up in the atmosphere. And even clearly after dark, we hung on to it.
Right.
We were still at 77 degrees by 10 and 11 o'clock.
Right. I was driving in at 1 a.m. It was still warm, soupy outside, low 70s.
Not this time of the year. No. It shouldn't be soupy.
Not at all.
Not this time of the year. But that's what's driving a lot of these storms. So here's the line right now that's our biggest concern. And this line goes all the way from, what are we looking at? This is going to be Ashland down into Knox County, then Licking County into Fairfield County. Hail cores on the back of this almost all the way down. So this is a lot of very heavy rain, gusty winds on the front of it, and then it's pushing it to the east fairly quickly. So the heaviest of the rain is already moving east of Newark, but that hail core is on its way in. So we're looking at Buckeye Lake up here now. That's going to be, that's the truck stop there. Is that Kirkersville? That looks like, I think that's where that is. Yep. So you can see a lot of the trucks have very smartly pulled over and said, not trying to drive in this. And so they're taking a break there, but some very heavy rain clearly coming down there on I-70, not far from Buckeye Lake. So there's Thornville in the Buckeye Lake region, and then moving past I-70. The reds and the oranges that you see here are the heaviest rain. And again, that's all the way down into Lancaster and beyond. Look at this hail core right there. Let's zoom in on that, because that is a lot of hail getting into parts of Newark. Look at that. Now,
Now, they keep extending some of these severe thunderstorm warnings to the east.
But they've let the tornado warning go.
But the tornado warning has expired. We don't have a tornado warning right now. What's that? Something down around the Ohio River.
That's in Scioto County?
Yep.
A little bit in Scioto County. Quick note on that one before we let you go. So in Scioto County right now, this is a tornado warning for a radar-indicated rotation. That'll last until 2:45. Let me explain some colors real quick, and then we're going to let you go for a few minutes. So the yellow is the tornado watch. It's set to go until 4 o'clock, but they're paring it back from west to east. Right now, it's only going kind of along the I-70 corridor. That is likely to be pared back even in the next half hour, 45 minutes. The orange is a severe thunderstorm warning. That's because some of these storms have gusty winds and hail, but not rotation. So they get their own warnings, and that includes Coshocton and Zanesville, Logan, Lancaster, Waverly, down into Portsmouth. Then the pink you see out here is the thunderstorm watch, meaning you could still get more of these thunderstorms that could go severe until 7 o'clock in the morning. So that is still where we're seeing the storms move. They're headed toward the east. Tell me what's in the box up here,
We've got some impressive rain just in Licking County. We saw that hail core just a few minutes. Yeah, there it is right there from one of the traffic cams.
Look at it ponding on the bridge. Look at that.
It's coming down.
It is. It's
probably 2-3 inches an hour.
Yeah, at least. And look how fast it's moving across the bridge, and you can see the wind blowing it around. That is some really strong wind. That is incredible. And the lightning, all of it happening at once.
And the hail you're probably seeing out there, oh yeah, look at it blowing across that bridge.
That.
Yeah, that's an overpass.
That is incredible. So that's what's happening probably at your house too, with the lightning, the thunder, the heavy rain. All of this is likely to continue for the next few hours. All right, we don't have any more tornado warnings at the moment. We're going to continue to track it. Phil and I are going to be here for a while yet. So we will watch this through the night with more tornado warnings. We'll be back. For now, back to programming.